bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Grand Bahama community is mourning the passing of prominent minister of the gospel and teacher, Pastor Wilbur Outen. The pastor of Freeport Bible Church passed away on Sunday after a brief illness. Now, President of the Grand Bahama Christian Council, Reverend Peter Pinder, is reflecting tonight on his contributions and the contributions made to the gospel ministry by the fallen religious leader. Reverend Pinder credits Pastor Wilbur Outen for encouraging him to offer for the leadership of the Christian community. He says he's grateful for his support and for the kind of ministry Pastor Outen provided to the Grand Bahama community.
I guess we could say he was a modern day preacher, modern day pastor. Did not make a lot of fanfare or noise, but was very deliberate in his approach to ministry, very well organized. He was doing a tremendous job there at Freeport Bible. And he brought that church from, a little small church to what it is today. And I believe that that's because of his commitment to ministry, his commitment to the Lord, but also his willingness to not be swayed by what was going on around him.
Pastor Wilbur Outen was instrumental in the establishment of the Pastors Forum, a grouping of religious leaders to address social issues impacting society. The Christian Council leader says Outen will also be remembered for his efforts in this regard.
Very concerned about not only direct ministry in terms of the spiritual welfare of people, but also in terms of the impact of the church on the community. And he sought to have a relationship with the police, which went very well, and we are very grateful for the connection that many pastors had with the police, which he led, and also in the invitation of a number of speakers to the pastors, including government ministers. Without a doubt, he can be regarded as an innovator, can be regarded as a trailblazer. He'll be regarded as one who's left his mark on the church scene here in Grand Bahama.
Now, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Immigration releasing a statement on the passing of Pastor Wilbur Outen. Minister Mitchell says under his leadership, Freeport Bible Church engaged in significant outreach to all communities and was a center for learning, teaching, and civic exchange. He says he deeply appreciates Pastor Outen's role in promoting a civil polity. That extended hand, he notes, was instrumental in explaining the country's immigration policies and other public policy matters to the wider public. Mr. Mitchell says he is deeply appreciative for his help. Mitchell is extending public thanks to the Outen family, both biological and the extended church family, for Pastor Outen's civic leadership and the example of fairness and equanimity which he set in the Freeport and the wider Grand Bahama community. A memorial service in honor of the late Wilbur Outen will be held at Freeport Bible Church this Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Switching gears now, the residents of West End getting some much-needed assistance from a Good Samaritan. Reverend Clara Lightbourne, administering to the hearts and minds of hurting people, provided uniforms for the children, grocery, and a hot meal to feed some 200 people in that community on Saturday. Lightbourne says she believes it is her duty to give back.
The word of God says to feed the poor, and he that giveth to the poor lendeth to the Lord. So God called us as a church, as a body, to help the poor. And when we fail to do so, then we see our blessing don't flow like it should. So I thank God for the vision, and I thank God for being here.
She encourages others to do their part to assist the residents of Grand Bahama as well.
I don't believe in sitting in the four wall. I believe in going out and get the work done and help those ones that are dying, those ones that are out on the street. God command us to go and the highways, the byways, and compel them to come. I'm not only going to stop here. I'm heading into McLeanstown the Saturday before Easter. So I'm going to do McLean's Town also. We did Freeport the 2nd of July 2016. As well as a success. We feed over 150 people. Groceries and cooked food and clothing.
And now it is time to ask the doctor.
This is Ask the Doctor. Welcome. Mary asked, I was recently diagnosed with diabetes. How do I know what type I have? Thanks for your question, Mary. Type 2 diabetes results from the body being unable to use insulin effectively. 90% of persons with diabetes around the world have this type, and it is largely the result of excess body weight and not exercising regularly. Symptoms can range from having none to severe, depending on the type of diabetes you have, and may include frequent urination, increased thirst, hunger, feeling tired, blurred vision, poor wound healing, and frequent infections. For many, these signs and symptoms are very mild, leading to the reason why many people with diabetes remain undiagnosed. High blood sugar levels can cause damage to blood vessels in the body, including those leading to the brain, eyes, heart, kidneys, nerves, and sexual organs and feet. Unfortunately, many of these complications progress without signs and symptoms, so early screening and prevention are essential. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Stay with us. Ricardo Lightborn has a check on sports when we come back.